right, we start off in our study in Genesis again, starting in Genesis chapter 20. We left Abraham last time looking out to the plains of Sodom and Gomorrah and seeing it burn like a furnace. And we left Genesis chapter 19, Lot, an abysmal failure. But so now we continue with Abraham, and before we say that Abraham is so much better, let's examine what's going on in this next 5 verses. And Abraham journeyed from there, that's from where he saw Sodom and Gomorrah burning, and his home place. He journeyed from thence toward the south country, and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar, Gerar, Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, "She is my sister." And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. Are you kidding me? He's doing it again? But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, "Behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, she is a man's wife." But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, "Lord, will you slay also a righteous nation?" Said he not unto me, "She's my sister"? And she, even she, herself said, "He is my brother." Now, in the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. Oh my goodness. This whole chapter is about God's matchless grace. Abraham had his name changed from Abram. This symbolized that Abraham was a changed man. He typified a person that is born again. Abraham, however, thought he had a renewed faith, though he had a renewed faith in a mighty, loving, and faithful God, was a creature with a bad habit. For reasons unknown to us, Abraham and his entire entourage moved south to the town of Gerar in the southern part of the land of the Philistines, just south of the Gaza Strip and close to the Egyptian border. I assume that the loss of the fertile plain where Sodom and Gomorrah had been triggered a massive famine. Man, it must have been a terrible famine for him to move. So as he arrived in Gerar, which simply means lodging place, Abraham again claimed that Sarah was his sister. You'd think he would have learned something from when he did this before in Egypt, in Genesis 12:10-20. Sarah's beauty, as it did to Pharaoh before, attracted Abimelech, the Philistine king of Gerar, who claimed her as one of his concubines. Apparently, in the Philistine culture, hospitality had a definite price. But imagine, folks, Abraham was 99 years of age. Sarah was 89 years of age, and her beauty must have been striking. Wow. So, God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, warning him not to violate her, or he would be struck dead. God was protecting Abraham and Sarah in spite of themselves. Folks, that most definitely is God's grace. Do you understand? Under God's protection, Abimelech had somehow not had the chance to defile her. But you know what? I think there's another reason God did not let him defile her. I believe that Sarah didn't know it yet, and neither did Abraham. I believe she was already pregnant. We'll have that confirmed later on. You see, it takes 9 months for a child to develop, doesn't it? And didn't God say he would visit her at a time of year? All right. But that's my guess. The Bible doesn't say it at this point. So no doubt, having heard of Sodom and Gomorrah's destruction by God, Abimelech asked, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Abimelech asked that of God. You know, that's funny. This really is laughable. The Philistines were notorious idolaters. And the kings had ridiculously large harems because of their insatiable lust. Abimelech was no exception as he claimed Sarah. Yet he had the audacity to say to God, in the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. Folks, apparently Abimelech wasn't aware, or he forgot, that God knows our hearts and can read our thoughts. He can read my thoughts. And that's a scary thought, to say the least.